We're going to build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. Build that wall. 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 So, we're going to build it. Who's going to pay for the wall?
Axebane Guardian.
100%. By the way, 100%.
People often criticise me for getting too political when I make a joke about Brexit, immigration or systemic racism amongst the British working class. So I thought I'd take that criticism on board and steer away from that in future. By making a deck full of walls and calling it Donald Trump for the meme, and making a couple of jokes about, well, you probably expect me to make jokes about his dick size, but I'm not going to because that's mean and that's rude. Instead, I'm going to point out how much of a narcissistic pig he is, and point out how I can't wait for someone more grounded and level-headed like Kanye West to take over from him during the next election. What is this? Is this real life? Is this really a thing? Fucking hell. Oh man, people are going to get really fucking triggered and salty about these jokes, aren't they? Okay, let's get on with it.
Miller's for Scrubs.
This week's deck is actually inspired by a long-time viewer of the channel called Ian McDonald. Yes, I'm fully aware that his surname has the name Donald in it. That wasn't intentional. I only noticed this as I was writing the script. Ian is a student of the UOB, and at GP Birmingham he absolutely destroyed me when I was playing Green, White, Death and Taxes with his Worm Wall homebrew. He basically played lots of walls, made lots of mana, cast Wild Pair, and then started casting worms, getting more worms, and just overwhelmingly the stampede of value. Many jokes were had by him, myself, and people watching about having worms, you know, the ones that kind of fall out of your bum. It fucking wrecked me because it was so bizarre and so rogue. I didn't have a single board wipe on my 75. I have taken influence from Ian in playing a shitload of walls, but I've spiced up the win conditions a little bit, taking a weirdly toolbox approach that allows us to kill our enemies in numerous ways depending upon how we feel like doing it at the time. The deck hinges around getting lots of walls into play and using overgrown battlements and Axebane Guardian to generate huge amounts of mana. We can actually go infinite with the addition of Freed from the Real on Axebane and 2 defenders in play. We get to tap for 2 mana, one of which is blue, then use the blue to untap and go again. This creates infinite mana, which we can then free to do with whatever we want. The first iteration deck I took to friendly leagues is the one on screen now, looking to combo kill in numerous ways. We have Dosquatch Recruiter to tutor up Emrakul or Ballista, which is a rather standard sort of combo kill when it comes to infinite mana in the format. We also have a singular Grape Shot if we get to combo off with infinite mana and Beck in hand, at which point we are Wall Storm now, boys. On top of this, and possibly my favourite, is calling up a Phenax and milling our opponent out with walls. We can also Blue Sun Zenith them to death as well. The world is basically our oyster, and we probably have too many win conditions in the first list. I predict that I will absolutely destroy traditional aggro decks that are on the ground, things like Humans, 8-Wax and Affinity. However, we are soft to fly, so those decks also have Mantis Riders and Signal Pests and... what's the one that gains your life? And Vault Scourges. We are soft to flies in the current composition. We lose hard to any deck with sweepers like Anger or Verdict, but we do have 4 cards on the sideboard to help us with that issue. After a few games I pivot into a slightly more competitive and refined shell with a selection of win conditions that's a bit more realistic and sideboard plans that probably make sense, but I'll come to that shortly. Also, I'm an equal opportunity memologist, so don't forget that Obama was once poisoning the frogs in an attempt to corrupt the youth on behalf of the lizard people.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap.
Another side note, Obama showed us his passport in the end, right, after people demanded it, but as Trump, I mean, he looks like a Watson and an Oompa Loompa had sex and he was the offspring, but no one is questioning his ethnic background or nationality. Wake up, sheeple. Before we get into the games, I just want to send some love to my patrons, the largest of which are on screen now. Not the physically largest, as that would be inappropriate for me to comment upon, but in terms of their patronage and support. Patreon allows you to donate a couple of bucks a month to me to help grow the channel and push this towards being a full-time job. Just $2 a month will be far more ad revenue than you'd ever bring into the channel with your views, and it gets you access to the PleasantKenobi Discord channel, where people periodically talk about a Johnny furry hentai. As always, the video is brought to you by MTG Traders and Cape Fear Games. Traders are for your digital card needs, and Cape Fear are for all your physical needs. Make sure you use the discount code GGGetWrecked to get 8% off your order and support the channel with your monies. In addition to all of this, hit the subscription button and the bell notification icon to perhaps sometimes get notifications when I upload. Who the fuck knows these days? YouTube is like a force of nature. Follow me on Twitter for a more reliable source of news with regards to uploads, and on Twitch as I stream crazy shit every Monday at 7 PM BST. Now, without further ado, let's get to the games, because I came here to build walls and grab pussies. And guys, I'm all out of pussies to grab.
Grab him by the pussy. I can do anything.
See, you can do anything. He's inspiring. You shouldn't be fearful that he has the attitude, mentality and temper of a 4-year-old child, but is in control of the biggest nuclear power on the planet. Our opponent leads with Inspector Gadget, Mother of Clues, the premier one-drop card advantage in D&T, Threaded Inspector. We lead with a very painful 5 points of damage to fetch, shock and cast a Cathedral Membrane. Does anyone else think the word membrane's kind of gross? Our opponent plays a Thalia, and I am now certain this is some form of taxes, although there is a small chance it could be some sort of mono-white humans list with a weaker draw, because Modern Friendly Leagues is basically the Wild West of Magic, and there's all sorts of weird shit going on down in here. We play a Wall of Roots, and he plays Eldrazi Displacer. What a sweet collection of cards he has over there. Good taste, good cards, the best cards, some might say. We play Axebane Guardian, which means we have 8 mana next turn if he fails to interact with us. We can call for 5 through Thalia. Phenax is our game plan at present. He plays the infamous Looter Scooter and passes the turn. His ground dudes and dudettes cannot get through our collection of big booty boys. I decide to call for Duskwatch Recruiter at this point to start generating some card advantage. Scooter gets in and transforms a spare Thalia into some gas. We see another Inspector from him. In the sense that we activate Recruiter and find another Axebane. We then draw Freed from the Real. Who needs reality when you have infinite mana? There's a joke about fake news here, I'm sure, but I just can't be bothered to figure it out. We start generating mana like it's going out of fashion, and we use said mana to activate Duskwatch Recruiter. First activation, we find Walking Ballista. We continue to generate mana, and he scoops, understanding that he is just dead. GG Real E.
Whoop-de-scoop-de-poop.
We mulligan to a one-lander and scry some sideboard tech to the top of the library in the form of Assault Formation. He plays his first spell on turn 2, a Looter Scooter. We lead with Caryatid because we want more mana. Big Thalia comes down, which will be frustrating for us in terms of needing to block. He crews the copter and gets in, discarding Baby Thalia and drawing a card. We cast Assault Formation and a Cathedral Membrane, which comes into play tap because of Big T. He plays a Wall of Omens, which is a pretty fucking nice wall, if I'm honest. That's a lovely wall. The best walls. The biggest. And then an Inspector. Copter is crewed and my face is smashed. A Vigorous takes out our Membrane out of the equation, and he swings with Copter and Thalia again on the following turn. We block the Thalia with our Caryatid now and activate Assault Formation to buff her back end. Sorry Thalia, but you are dead. We play yet another wall, and we are forced to call for a Rex Sage to kill this Copter, and we go to 1 life. Like I said, we appear to be quite weak to flyers. We untap, enable our guys for attacks, attack, and then concede because there's no way to win here. On to game 3. We keep a 2-lander and scry Beck and Call to the top of the library because I'm greedy, a risky motherfucker, a maverick. I don't live by your rules. Donald Trump is my spirit animal, and dragon energy and all that shit. Fucking hell, Kanye, what is wrong with you? He leads with Aether Valves, doesn't feel like it's going to go very well for us. We play Assault Formation, missing a mana wall on turn 2 feels really bad and puts us miles behind. He plays a second Vial, we untap and find a Wall of Roots, which is something. He casts a Blade Splicer, we cast an Axebane Guardian, giving us a nice amount of mana next turn to start making things happen. He makes 4th land drop, does not a lot, signposting a potential Restoration Angel in our future. Our Growing Weights of Illimok finds us an Overgrown Battlements to further increase our mana. I should have played another Wall of Roots here, then activate them both to cast the Overgrown Battlements, then flip our rights, but however, because of the presence that Ghost Quarter over there, ideally I want to flip this into a land when I can use it to either activate a Duskwatch Recruiter or cord for a combo piece, so not flipping it here is actually correct. He then vials in a Displacer and end step and activates it on Splicer. Oh man, he's making me jealous with all the value he's getting over there. Because of Assault Formation, he can't even try to get into the red zone with his golems as he will lose guys to our walls. Then we go for a Beck turn, to which our opponent correctly flickers his Splicer prior to the resolution of Beck, otherwise we would get to draw 2 cards. Smart. Beck resolves, we cast Wall of Roots and draw Duskwatch Recruiter. We cast Sylvan Caryatid and draw Freed from the Real, perhaps better lucky than good. We cast Duskwatch and draw another Beck. Oh boy, welcome to magical Christmas land. We attempt to cast Freed from the Real in all his excitement, forgetting that Displacer can stop this. He displaces our Axebane Guardian, no infinite mana for us. We actually had some blue mana floating in the pool from the first activation, so we could have untapped him, and then we could have got infinite with Beck here, and probably gone for the Grape Shot kill. Sadness goes on the stack, and it resolves. On the upside, we draw off of Beck because of the Displacer activation. Good old Beck. I cast Duskwatch Recruiter, draw a Misty and play it. He untaps, takes up his vials and goes quarter off Pseudo Cradle. We tap for the mana and call for Trump himself, the god of deceit.
We're gonna build the wall, we have no choice.
Some golems attack, we block and kill some, which is nice. We untap, cast Beck, and get ready to just continue masturbating all over the place. However, our first Duskwatch activation actually finds an Emrakul. We activate again, find a wall, play a wall, draw a wall, play a wall, draw a land.
Hey, that's pretty good.
We activate Duskwatch Recruiter again, draw a wall, play a wall, draw a card. Feels good. Oh, it's like we're playing elves, but instead of elves, it's got walls. We pass turn with the cure ready for next turn. However, he activates Displacer on Splicer and draws us 2 more cards. This really is Christmas, complete with presents and everything. He cannot attack and passes back to see what we have in store here. I think he realises we're dead here. We mill him in his end step for a bunch thanks to Phenax. We untap, cast a load more walls, cast an Emrakul, mill him some more, take our extra turn off the Emrakul, and then mill him out by tapping our Emrakul via the Phenax. Yeah, that's right. There's no need to attack here. We got a mill victory by tapping our Emrakul to achieve this. Achievement unlocked.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't.
Grab him by the pussy.
Next up, we have everyone's favourite outspoken Magic player, the Hoogmeister himself, Hoogland. I assume at this point he is streaming, which makes us fearful of making a mistake live on camera. Our hand's okay. I wish Crab Umbra was freed from the rule, but then again, a good portion of the United States probably wishes their president was a sycophantic, charlatan racist, so we don't always get what we want in life. Oh, I can feel the stop being so political comments coming already. Bring them on. We lead with the ever-painful one-drop membrane. This time we don't shock, though. He leads Ghost Quarter into 8th of R, which screams some form of death and taxes. There's an irony here in the fact that I once made a meme video of him failing to pay for Alien and Arbiter and blaming Magic Online for this.
I'm gonna go. Oh my god, Magic Online! Why? Fucking Magic Online, man! God! Ah!
The meme is alive and well, about to bite me in the arse. Ultimately, with Cord in hand, I hope to God his hand is packed with Thalies and Splicers like our last opponent's was, so we can have a mana base and assemble a combo. We draw freed from the reel, which isn't bad. We play an overgrown battlements. He plays a second vial, which feels alright. We're happy with this. So far, so no cat Jesus. You see, I could leave mana up here to play around the Arbiter, but ultimately I decided not to, and in hindsight I just don't understand why I didn't. We didn't have Axebane and Duskwatcher available, so I wasn't really hardly racing towards a combo finish or anything, so taking the risk of getting blown out here was kind of bad. He untapped, plays a second Ghost Quarter and makes a Linen Arbiter. That's a strong draw. We lose both our lands. Oh, Arbiter, you bastard.
You were the chosen one.
We untap, draw an uncastable Phenax because we don't have both blue and black sources thanks to that bastard cat. We called through the Arbiter for a Duskwatch in an attempt to play around a second cat and get some card advantage in our turn. He plays no spells, so in response to the flip trigger on our turn we activate Dusky Boy and look for more creatures, and we whiff because of course we fucking do. I am understandably tilted and play the drawn fetch land and instinctively fetch without paying for the Arbiter. Losing the land, no search, no land, do not pass go, do not collect £200. However, Hoogie baby, I'm not going to blame MTG here, this is just my idle thoughts and loose play that is default.
Shame. Shame.
Hoogie makes a second cat, a bigger, more kingly one, some might say. He attacks and we gobble up the token and take 3. We draw yet another fetch land and decide to do this properly this time. However, with a Vial on 4, there's a very good chance that Angel could come off the Vial and flicker the cat and we would need to pay twice. We could do that here, but I decided to load up Hoogland Battlements this turn with an Aura and pay for the fetch next turn. Lo and behold, an Angel was inside the Vial all along. Called it. The attacks come in, Membrane looks to trade with Brimaz, but he has the second Angel off the Vial. Wow. Without sounding too salty, I will have to say it again, this is a strong draw. I considered for a while what option this Cord actually gives me. I can effectively Cord for 5 here with Convoke, leaving almost no blockers up, and through the Arbiter. I don't think there is much in terms of options. I look at my library with the Cord, see nothing to improve the situation, decide to scoop to game 2. In sideboarding, we take out a load of the cute shit like Grape Shot and Blue Suns and silent protection spells against Path, Bolt, Flicker Wisp, and Pia and Kiran. We keep a slow 4-lander with no walls. In hindsight, this seems pretty fucking stupid. We play a Recruiter and he casts a cat. We can see a Ghost Quarter here, so one way to play around this is to simply not tap out. However, tapping out for a guy that nets me mana seems fine. Ultimately, if we keep our lands up and he Vials in a second cat, we can't pay for the Ghost Quarter anyway, and we've essentially done nothing for no good reason. So developing the board is correct here. Strangely enough, when I attack with a Duskwatch Crew, he doesn't accept the trade in combat. Some might say he values the Arbiter, but he probably wouldn't admit that. Because you're not a big fan of the cats, are you? How can you be a fan of him? Look at him. Look at that catty boy. For some reason he stops in his upkeep, he bolts my mana dork and ghost quarters my blue source all before drawing for the turn because reasons, speed, cockiness, I'm not really sure. The bolt was pretty frustrating as we need a big mana wall to stand any chance of drawing enough cards off Duskwatch and Beck to get anywhere near combo killing him. Playing Assault formation, he makes a second cat and swings in his turn, then makes a third cat. Call of Calling is now officially a dead draw. We play a Carrot and things look bad. He makes a Splicer off the Vial, untaps and swings with everything except the 1/1, which signals that perhaps this Vial on 4 is a bluff and he doesn't actually have the Angel to protect the Splicer. He draws and plays another Ghost Quarter. He should play this deck more often. He is better at drawing these cards in conjunction than I am, that's for sure. He swings and I make a terrible block because I realise after blocks that the activated cost on Assault formation is in fact 3 mana and not 2. I even activated this last game, so I don't have a fucking clue what I'm thinking. We draw another Assault formation and concede, but not before I highlight to him that he stopped following me on Twitter for some reason, and I hope we can work things out. Half hour later, he's following me again. Hopefully I can be a better Twitter friend this time round, and it lasts for more than a week.
Mission complete.
Okay, so that was pretty embarrassing, and I'm not even sure if it's the deck's fault, because I just played like a loosey-goosey, as Hoogland would say. We take a break from the league to play a practice round with the refined list and get paired against Jun's Death Shadow, also known as the deck list, formerly known as Suicide Zoo. The new list looks like this, with Birds of Paradise in it, and I focus on maximising walls and play with Collected Company. I cut Beck and Grapeshot as the Storm kill feels impractical. Ballista, Emrakul and Phenax is enough win conditions. We mulligan to 6, play a bird and get our Singleton and Zermage ripped from our hand with Thoughtseize. We play a 3 CMC wall on turn 2 thanks to the birds and already feel better about life. He plays a Scoos, but not before street rating his life total down to a nice low 9. We play 2 more walls, he plays a Death Shadow. We untap and cast the main deck Assault formation now.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Line up for a big chord next turn, 12 mana available, getting close for a chord for Emrakul. He plays a Raging Ravine, attacks, we don't block at all, which means he is dead on the crackback if he doesn't have any removal. He then scoops, opting to not even play a second game. He either thinks he is above playing against my Fringe Rogue tier 3 bullshit wall tribal deck, or he's terrified of the wall. Maybe a wall is responsible for the deaths of his family and friends at some point in his life, like one of those big thwomps from Mario just fell down and like twatted his sister. Maybe he just needs to take a massive shit. We will never know. Wherever you are, Ben Berserk 33, Godspeed, good sir, and good luck with your pooping friend. Okay, back to the original list for a moment. Sorry about the flip-flop, but let's get back to this fucking league. I play one more game in the league, and wait, is this the wall-mounted mirror? Nope, it's just Mardu Nahiri playing an actually good wall. We play another wall, he plays a wall. Walls. Then Nahiri shows up on turn 4. Oh, okay, less wall face-off, some more magic is about to be played. We untap on turn 4 and just go off, kind of like Splinter would have done back in the day if you tapped out. We make infinite mana and struggle to decide which win condition to commit to. In the end, I play Phenax and get ready to cast an Emrakul, but he just concedes on the spot instead. Spoil sport. You know what, I'm not going to bore you with the details of game 2. He goes Thoughtseize, push, Anger of the Gods, and Ultimate Summon Nahiri. Yeah, I'm so fucking dead. Game 3 is more of a game. Thoughtseize takes away our Eternal Witness. We cast a 2 CMC wall and then a 3 CMC wall and a 2 CMC wall in the same turn, getting ready to untap with 12 mana next turn. He has a Wall of Omens in play. Thoughtseize takes away our Assault formation before we get to untap though, so we can't become the beatdown just yet. Then we draw a Duskwatch Recruit off the top, we activate him a couple of times and play out everything. Basically my logic is, if he has a Wrathful Anger we just die, if he doesn't we can dig for a game-winning threat next turn. He then kills my Duskwatch Recruiter with a Colligan's Command, which signals he has no anger in hand but leaves me with 0 gas. We play a land, he makes 4 1/1 Souls tokens. We untap and we draw Growing Rights of Itlamok, and we find Emrakul. He scoops the Emrakul. Ding Dong Recall's a good magic card, and people struggle to beat it. Okay, so after that game I lost 2 rounds in a row to Supreme Verdict on Terminus, because this deck cannot beat Control unless we have a nut draw. So I opted instead to show you guys one more game with a refined list, so we're back to birds now.
Final round.
We make a bird. So they turn 1 a Utopia Sprawl, so it must be Ponza or Devotion, right? We make a mana wall and feel sad about this one lander. We are a turn or 2 away from infinite mana, however. We just need a mana sink now in our hand. He Stone Rains us, we draw another land, we cast Wall of Roots into Axebane, and get ready for our Coco next turn to look for Duskwatch. He plays the Chandra and kills our Overgrown Battlements, not the Axebane, which is a mistake, but for some reason, perhaps he has Bolt in hand ready for the Axebane next turn. We untap and go infinite on turn 4 because he killed the wrong wall. Unlucky. We make a shit ton of mana, company and find Duskwatch Recruiter. We make more mana, draw cards and love life. I explained the kill this game is with Phenax, untapping and milling until he is dead. Eventually he just concedes. GG time E. I respect that. If your opponent's comboing out and they're nice, just let them have it. There's no point in making them play it out. Perhaps if you're playing a challenge or something, I can understand it, but aside from that, guys, just give your opponent the win. They've done it, right? In Paper Magic, you'll be dead, so let's not try and handicap our opponents online for no apparent reason. I started up the mill kill and decided to spice things up. He leads with Arbor Elf, I'd lead with Bird. Bird gets abraded. Good night, sweet budgie. We play a wall, he Chandras our poor wall. I risk it for the proverbial biscuit and slam Axbane, hoping he doesn't have a bolt or similar. And he has a bolt. Punished. I decided to do what I should have done last turn and play a Ballista for 2 and kill Chandra. It's frustrating because that's one of our win conditions now in the bin and we didn't even to get that back if we want to play it. He seems light on Gas Knight as Walker's dead and casts a Blood Moon, which I believe he probably should have sideboarded out when he saw all our creatures that make mana. I played both Caryatid and Assault Formation in the same turn, which is basically build your own Nimble Mongoose for the low cost of 5 times the fucking mana. Top tier. He does nothing suggesting to me he either has all removal or 7 mana threats in hand. I really hope it's the former because the 7 mana threat sounds bad. Very, very bad for us. Like, we cannot beat that Mino Nike. I Eternal Witness back at battlements and play it. He bolts our face. Oh. Perhaps his hand is full of burn. He untaps and concedes after drawing a card. GG get walled. However, 2 games later in the same league, I play him again, and as this shows, it went a whole lot differently. Tireless Tracker is one hell of a drug, kids. Ultimately, this deck is a hell of a lot of fun, so I tweeted Donald Trump the deck list asking for input. At time of writing, I have not had a response yet, but apparently he can't block me anymore according to some court ruling that happened recently. So I can publicly say that I think he's a humiliation to the Western world, a detriment to global peace and society as a whole, and he can't block me. So that's nice, I guess. Free speech! If you enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know down below. Anything you'd like me to see me do to improve the deck, let me know. And what bits did you enjoy? Perhaps share this with your local MTG group chats and local groups and upset a lot of people because I made fun of Trump's face. If you want to get political in the comment section below, don't bother. I'm not going to respond. This isn't really about politics, is it? I'm just memeing on the whole walls thing, you know? So just, yeah. Don't bother. If there's another deck, format or archetype you want to see me cover, drop it in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and follow me on Twitch where I stream every Monday night at 7 PM BST. This Monday is going to be Legacy Elves with Julian Narb. Yeah, buddy! Of course, don't forget you can give me money and support me through Patreon if you enjoy what I am doing here. Patronage goes towards me dropping hours in my day job to make more silly videos and provide an alternative take on MTG content. Give me some money. So I hope you didn't think I jumped the shark with this video. Join me next week when I will be beating people to death with grizzly bears from behind the Charles of the Void on 1 and Legacy. Ta-ta for now.